WolverThor!
Hey everybody, welcome back. Looks like it's time for some more, or it's supposed to be. So let's see, it says matchmaking in a few days. So this should be, we should be paired up with someone here. I've not looked at this outside of setting my defense. I'm not really sure. Okay, where's my opponent? Not really sure how this works here. So I've got my set defense. All right, that's all kind of done and whatever. I'm really confused. Store, okay, that's information, rules. I'm not going to go through that. Leaderboard, ranking. These are all the whatevers. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. All right, super confused here. Thought this was supposed to start. More prep. All right, that's all right. Where are my? Yeah, I've already got. Okay, what the hell? I don't understand how I'm supposed to attack. Anyone else able to attack? Anyone able to do anything in war? Okay. So let's try to reboot here and see. Okay, so we're rebooting, and we're gonna see kind of what we got going here. Really cool new art here. I like this a lot. It's kind of fun. Yeah. Let's see here. Maybe it doesn't start right yet. Didn't we just do the matchmaking? Super confused. Okay. All right. I am so confused about what is going on right now. There's no way to attack. I thought this was starting. Doesn't look like anyone else. I think if that's the case, if they're just setting defense for the first hour, that it'd be a timer. But I think they would have a timer on that if it was just defense setting. But who knows? Okay, well, yeah, I don't really, this is a whole lot of nothing, so cool story, I guess. Look at that. I guess we can look down the helicarrier. There's some things going on there. All right, anyway, I got nothing. This was the only point of this video, so I suppose I will, at some point, bring, as soon as I can do something, I guess I'll come back and record. All right, well, for now, if you like what you see here, click that subscribe button, as well as hammer down on that like button. And we'll see you shortly. All right, so apparently Alliance War is somewhat working. We'll see. So I was actually getting ready to crash for bed and started seeing some talk in global chat that some people were able to get in, talked in the Alliance chat. Some folks got in, so this is me kind of going through what's happening here. Looks like somehow we've already got 11 points and we're going against Hydra space aliens. I don't know if I can see them, so let's just kind of go through the tutorial here. Commander, Captain Marvel, of course. Get an enemy, we need you to join. Cool, I guess I'll join. This is the Corrupted Alliances helicarrier. You need to work with your alliance to get past defended rooms. Cool story. Alright, so so I can't really see any other rooms of theirs. That's interesting. So you can only see the top 3. Let's see what happens when you click on a room here. So it goes, rooms are defended by 2 commanders, LL Cool J and Newbie. Defeating one gains access to the lower room. Defeating the other gains access to the rooms on the sides. Okay, that's interesting. I'm not sure which one's which, but alright. Defeating enemy tunes and rooms will score points for your alliance. Score the most points. Yep, we know all that. Select a defending squad to attack. All right, well, I don't really want to do that right now. Just kind of scrolling around. Looks like one of the rooms folks are, able to be attacked. All right, so let's just jump back out. It looks like we got someone over here getting attacked. All right, we got a couple people here. That's cool. So again, you can only see 2. This is interesting. All right, so again, then you go over here, and all right, we get some people attacking here as well. So I think I might join. This is interesting. My buddy here in this flight deck 2, I'm a little, oh no, he's already gotten it. So what I'm curious about is you can see these guys are attacking as this is kind of going, and they're just kind of knocking out the rooms, which is pretty sweet. So let's just go in here and say Alliance War is on. Let's get her done. Get her done. All right. So let's go back here. So yeah, these guys are kind of clearing the rooms there, so it's interesting. So I think if I maybe help this guy here. So we've got an 84K team here. You can only use your attacking team once. So there's just, a bunch of like, I don't know, 18, 16K folks here, and it's kind of like, how do we want to attack this? Let's see. So it's like, all right, this is critical. Each character in your roster can only attack once per line. Strategize carefully. Okay. So, okay, I will say I love how this is showing right here. This is really nice because that way you can, and that was one of the things, it's like I clearly don't want to use any of these high-level teams on something like that. It's like, what do I want to look at? It's like, all right, so do I want to use my defenders on this? Do I want to just use or just an okay team? It's like they've got Merc Riot Guard, Black Panther. I could throw some kind of garbage at it, where it's like maybe I throw my higher Merc Lieutenant. And then you just kind of wonder what to throw at some of this stuff, and a Stitcher, and you just don't really want to throw anything super good at it. And then maybe like a Hand Blade Master, but who would probably die with one of. You've got some AoEs, some chain there with Black Panther, though he doesn't ult first anymore, but you've got some chain between Punisher and Killmonger. So if you get something too low, it might not really work out well. So that's kind of not sure I want to do that. Is there any buffs there? Yeah, I guess I could do a Hand Archer, but then I might want to save him for a hand team. Let's see here. This is the part where I'm a little, torn on exactly how this works, or what to do. Not how it works. I get how it works, but it's just like what to do. So, I'm debating my Ravager Bruiser there. Hand Sorceress maybe, but again, yeah. See, that gets too high. I don't want to get my Oracle. Hand Archer's not. Hand Assassin's a little low. Blade Master. I think I'm gonna go with my Hand Archer here. This is just kind of a ragtag team, but what sucks is I could very easily lose against this team here. So my team's 105. No, my team's 105. It's kind of like, could I win with that without the Hand Archer? It's about the same. Man, the difficulties here. It's like if I fight, you waste the energy. So it's a little bit like, you got to be careful on what you do. But it's like if you don't bring enough, it's kind of like, all right, so let's screw it. Let's just, I'm going to do this with slightly more with what this guy's got and see what happens. So this is, shit, we're here to learn, right? So four tunes with just slightly higher CP. overall collection power, or STP, however you want to call it, I guess, since it's just one team. Got some downloading going on. All right, let's see how this works out. All right, so I really want to get down Black Panther's actually, so he's still got his alt up, so I don't want to get his charge going because he's going to alt next turn. So let's just start going at Killmonger here. And let's actually AoE that group there. Alright, so we've got a survival there, so let's get rid of that Handblade Master summons. He'll taunt. Alright, let's get some heals going for these dudes. It's going to be a long drawn out fight here. Oh, did he crit? Alright, good, he didn't crit, which is nice. I don't want to use his... Alright, so I'm not loving how this is going at the moment, but we'll see. Which is interesting, yeah. So I probably should have brought in kind of another guy. I think the 4 on the 5 was kind of probably stupid at this point, but it's really interesting. Oh, you know what? I wonder if they're not visually showing the right numbers here, because what I don't understand is, like, I would have thought that I'd be hitting these guys harder, and I'm just not. I gotta get that Blade Master out of there again. Alright, get the taunt back up. Alright, so we got Black Panther down. Let's go ahead and go Punisher. Alright, so he taunts again. Yeah, see, that's the thing that was going to kill me, is that Punisher. So this is interesting. So I wasted definitely an energy, but so that's unfortunate. So that wasn't a very good move on my part. So, you know, you throw another guy in here and it's like you're doing good, but, you know, you don't take down the actual team. So it's like I got some, but not enough. So I'm going to waste an energy, which is unfortunate, but these other two guys don't have a lot left. So let's see here. How often do these things come up? All right, so it's like every few minutes, it looks like. And you can spend more to get more. Wait, so what is that? You will earn another point of war energy in 5 minutes. Okay, so that's sweet, I guess. Let's see here. So let's just go ahead and attack this again. These guys are pretty much dead, so I'm only using one tune here. Well, who was it? So I've got Nobu and the Merc. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, so... I want to just use some trash here. Oh, no, not too trash, because then it's going to be wasting another energy. I guess I could do... Man, see, this is the part... Yeah, I really screwed up not putting another guy in there. Hand Assassin. Hand Blade Master. I mean, these guys are so low. Let's, you know what, I'm still learning this stuff, so we're just going to learn. We're going to do shitty stuff first, and we're not going to overdo it. So we're going to learn if these things can't work. So Hand Blade Master is super low. We're just going to see if he can solo these last two with that low of a thing. And it's like, it's one guy. It can't, you know, it's 5k difference. All right, so that was good. Let's see if he can get him down. Ooh, this is going to be close. Nice. All right, so that worked out. So wasted an energy, but, you know, at least the tunes that I used weren't, you know, terrible. So that's good. All right, so let's see what else is going on here. I think I've only got one more attack left. Yeah, I do. So let's just go back to the deck here and kind of look what's happening. All right, so we've got this flight deck 1. They're really kind of knocking away at this room. You know, what I could see as important strategy is, you know, you don't necessarily need to worry about a flight deck 3. Actually, I'm going to say that. 3, 4 now. let's leave that for once we break the left and center. So that's something I think is something kind of going on there, because it just doesn't make sense. It's like, well, we're plugging away with these two. There's no point to really, go down this way, because these should start opening stuff up. And if we need to get over here, we don't need to come down that way. So, okay. So, let's see. One of the other things, let's see if it shows it here. I can only battle. Am I not allowed to see? I kind of wanted to show you guys our defense, but it's not really showing it. All right. Participation. All right, that's cool. Attack points, attacks. Oh, this is fun. So hydrospace people. Interesting. So they've got none of those have attacked. So attack points. Where am I? Yeah, I only got 5 attack points. Attacks. Damage points. That's interesting. Crag he's kicking some butt. So liking it. Okay. But all right, so let me pull something here. Let me just bear with me for a moment. Actually, I can just edit this in later. Actually. Let's see, Gmail. Okay, so I brought up here a little spreadsheet that you can kind of see. Actually, let's pause that and then let's do this. Delete. There we go. All right. Okay, so I brought a little spreadsheet up here that I did kind of just to review some of these rooms. It's important to understand, what rooms do what. And, obviously a lot of this is in the game itself, so you can see these. So I'm not necessarily going to read everything here, but you can see there's like some local defenses, some global defenses, some attacks. I already talked about those. Adjacent defenses, attacks, some that do nothing. And then, the rooms themselves are worth these different amount of points, 50 to 100 to 200 in the bridge. And you can see, like the bridge, apply counter to defending allies. The med bay's got a global application. Armory's got a global application. Barracks has a global application. And then some of these other ones have, kind of, what are called like room applications. So, one thing that you kind of have to think about is what makes the most sense for some of these layouts. Obviously it's still early. I'm still figuring out what makes the most sense here, but it's critical to understand, all of these different things. So, and then one thing, let's see, I'll just show you real quick. I'm going to pop off over here. We obviously just took out one person in flight deck 1. So now we're into security, which means, let's see what security do. Adjacent rooms adds defense down to enemies. So, the fact that, this is a big room to now take out. So I'm going to, focus my power here on security because, let's see, what is it? Adjacent, what was it again? Security, adjacent rooms. So, we want to, whatever these 2 rooms are, if we can take this out, these people will no longer apply, defense down. So, anywho, so this is the next attack. Whenever I get back in, let's see who we've already got a couple people. So this guy's attacking someone. We've got another team here who's kind of built up. So, yeah. So it looks like, I think what happens is if you attack, this side, maybe you go down. If you attack the right side, you can go right. I'm not really sure about that quite yet. But anywho, so I'm jumping back and forth a little bit here. But rooms, positioning these. You got to understand, what do you want to put this adjacent to? What do you want to put this adjacent to? And obviously there's so many factors. You can't put everything next to everything. So it's something to think about. So let's go ahead and get back to this. All right. So we've got security. It's unfortunate that I went up here to attack, I think, at this newbie. I'm wondering if that's now going to be a wasted attack. So let's see. So security. Yeah, see, and this is actually, this guy's smart. So he's talking about, let's see, you know, some of these guys are actually talking strategy here. And this is, I just love my alliance. It's very good with communicating and chatting. And yep, so I'll go here, you know, and look at, you know, which room is there to attack. We've got a pretty weak team here with 53k. With that's interesting. It's such a weird. So there's a 24k noble, and let's see, and this part that's enforced. Yeah, okay. So it just got attacked. So he's gonna attack that, and let's see. There's 125k. You know what I'm wondering about here is maybe I use my defenders on this team. My defenders aren't great, but I've got to think that a defender team could beat that, and my defenders are pretty weak. So, you know, it's Wasp, Ant-Man, Thor, Loki, Iron Man. The Loki at 32k. What are all my defenders at? I mean, they're spread around a little bit there, so I don't know. I'm gonna step out of that, but. And so anyway, so this is, you know, it's interesting to kind of check this out so far. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's unfortunate we had the crashes earlier, but you know, it's going a little bit, so it's good. Okay, so I ended up deciding to take that defender team in with against that, I'll call it the Loki team for now. We'll see kind of how this shakes out. My team's like 110, and I think his is 130. Typically, and you know, when I blitz, I'm able to win with a difference like this, but I'm not sure, you know, with buffs and, you know, all that kind of stuff in game, like how that's going to work. All right, just hopefully he doesn't die. All right, good. I want to get Loki out as fast as possible. Let's get some heal back up to D-Devil. Let's shake it off so we don't take as much damage. All right. All right. Let's see here. Love to get some defense up now. Good. All right. So he was able to get that off, which is unfortunate. Let's see. I don't have. Let's just go at Wasp. This is interesting because my folks here are really kind of taking a beating. Let's go like this to clear those dodges. Try to get Loki down. All right, so we got the Loki down, which is good. Let's alt Iron Man. All right, so he's toast. Let's get Loki out of there. Yeah, I really need my Iron Fist to survive this. Who's going next? I want to get that Loki out. Why did you chain? Don't. All right, thank God. I needed that bad. See, is this break counter? Yeah, so I need to start with Ant-Man because I was worried that it would break if I got. All right, so I lose those two. He's stunned, but all right. So let's get. I need to get Ant-Man out of here. All right. Okay, so let's now go at Wasp, and it looks like Thor is going to be the one who's going to survive this. So, all right, well, I'd be love. Come on. Oh, I think I might be able to pull this off. Nice. All right, I was worried I wasn't going to be able to pull that off, so that was close. All right, so I was able to get all that done, get a few more points there. Sweet. All right, so let's. We got some more kind of plugging away there, and we just keep kind of pushing down through that room. Okay, a little bit more here. So I just clicked the boost button that was in my upper left hand corner, and it brought me to this, and it looks like it's going to show me my group here real quick. So it says check your own helicarrier during Alliance ward, inspect status and rooms, and boost your defenses. So continue. All right, so this is this is my alliance here. It looks like they're still working through the top. Okay, it looks like they just defeated the upper left, and we just had a shield there. We were missing some people in our alliance here. Can make fights harder for our opponents by boosting the defending squads. Okay. With your help, we can take on these invading helicarrier. Yep, we know that. Okay, so let's go back. So they just opened up the cargo bay. All right, so here it looks like we just have. Oh yeah, so this is they're gonna fly through this. We just we had some people missing from our alliance, so this is interesting. So I don't know what these little deflect symbols mean. So it's like this is my room. So I'm like, how do I actually, I want to boost my apply 3 counts of deflect to defending squad war. Yeah. So how do I do that actually? History. Battle in this room. Oh, so let's go to this one. Go to history. And just show. Oh, look at that. That's brutal. They're just using one person to take all those out. Wow, we're using a pyro. I don't know. I feel like that was excessive on their part, but hey, I'll take it. So yeah, it looks like you can easily take out those shield teams with one tune. Okay. So now they're going to the cargo bay, and they're going against, so they're going against these shield tunes again. Not having defenses is going to hurt us. They are flying through with one tune on those teams. All right, so I still don't. It's just weird. I don't see how I can actually boost my defense. It says apply 3 counts, but I just don't know how to actually apply it. So, and oh, there it is. I see. Okay, but how? I don't want to. So I have to sit here and how do I boost team 8? You know what I mean? It's like I have to be watching the game to be able to see when they get here. I mean, what they should be able to do is let me click on, any one of these here so I can, and I'm trying to click them. You can't see it, but I'm trying to click all these and scroll, and I can't, I can't boost those. So, it's unfortunate. So I guess, I guess I'll boost, my bro here. Let's do it on both squads, I guess. So it's just, and then I do the same thing here and just boost defense to boost. I don't have enough resources. I thought I did. Aren't they 70? I thought it was 75, but defense boost required 50. Okay, that's weird because it's 75 here. I thought it was 75 to do that one. Maybe it cost more each time, but that's weird. So I'm not really sure how that's working, but okay, so anyway, that's kind of where that's at. So if I go back to, I click the attack button in the upper right here, so its thing comes back to here. And then, so I guess I can click this defense button, and it goes back to, oh, that's pretty cool, actually. So it just kind of swings back and forth between the two helicarriers. All right, that's pretty dope. Looks like somebody, I'm not sure who took out that first room, but so it looks like we're going pretty good at the security room here. So yeah, and this is, we're trying to get security down so we can, take out these defense down. It's going to be interesting because it's like that other alliance seems to have a lot of high-end people here defending their rooms, or mediocre, folks defending their rooms, where it's like a lot of ours we don't. So that's going to kind of screw us over, I think. And it's interesting, this Hydra space. I wonder if that's one of the main groups in Hydra. I don't know. I mean, if that's the case, it's going to suck because we're like a borderline top 1 or 2%. Well, we always get top 1 or 2%, but, you know, we're like 160, 150, 130. You know, and if this is a Hydra group that's like, actually, let's just check real quick. See if we can find their, let's go into the raid season, view, find me. So let's just see Hydra space. I just want to see if we can find anything here. I'm going down first just because. Just want to see if I can find them. All right, they weren't that way. So top 100, find me. Let's go the other way. See if we can find there's a Hydra Dilly Dally. Hydra Space Monkeys. I wonder if that's who we're playing. Why did it jump like that? That's super annoying. Hydra Space Monkeys. Let's see. Do I recognize any of these names from who we're attacking? Don't think so. No, that's not them. Find me. So I'm just trying to see like how it's pairing up us with another alliance. I'm going to go to the CP here in a second. So, oh my God. It's hilarious. Just jumps wherever it wants. Like, okay, sweet. I'm not scrolling at all. A-holes. All right, so it's not there. So let's go to the leaderboards, collection power, find me. So let's see. So this is our, oh wait, that's our strongest alliance. So top 100, find me. So we're 307. So we're looking for, you know, Hydra, space something or another's. I'm not sure how they're pairing, but that's what I'm curious about. All right, I'm not seeing anything here. Hydra Echo. All right, so top 100, find me. Let's go the other direction. You'd think they'd be remotely close to us in this Hydra Unknown. Okay, I'm not seeing these guys at all. So what I'd like to do, so I wonder if, see, I'm the leader of my alliance, so I'm not sure I can search these at all, but alliance members, I can search. Yeah, that's stupid. So as a leader, I can't search. That's super annoying. Anyway, okay. All right, so this is kind of the continuation of this initial, you know, alliance war. Obviously, it's, well, you don't know this, but it's been quite almost 12 hour, a little under 12 hour, or a little under 24 hours since, so I guess 22-ish hours that since Alliance War started. As you can see here, we are down. Versus the Hydra Space Aliens. Unfortunately for us, we had 3 full rooms of shield minions on our side because we had some, you know, alliance stuff that I won't get into with you guys. But basically, we just didn't have people there. One through an unexpected. I guess I am getting into it now. One through an unexpected leave. Another person just wasn't able to do some circumstances, and then we had someone who recently came back from a trip who wasn't able to put a defense in. So. Because of the timer. So anywho, so you know, considering we're, you know, 20, it was 80 points away, we're not too upset by that. So I'm just gonna kind of and first let me say, like, I am in love with this game mode at the moment. The one thing that is I'm a bit worried about, I'll say up front, is I think that I'm a bit worried about the time invested at this point. It's going to be, this takes a lot of coordination and a lot of time. I know Fox Next said, you know, 40 some minutes or something like that. I'm not buying that. It is, you know, people need to be, especially the leaders, they need to be watching, communicating. People need to be talking, you know, go here, go there. You can't do this. If you want to be competitive, you cannot do this as a free-for-all at all. You need to plan. You need to think about things. You need to see things. You need to adjust. So having said that, I still absolutely love this game mode. I think it's super cool. The strategy behind it, both before in setting your rooms and setting your defenses, and during as far as where to attack, where to boost, what to, kind of how to adjust, when to use energy. All of those things I think are super, super cool. So anyway, you can see this is our defense. Oh, we don't have much left. Our bridge is intact, which is great. But they've taken away so many other things that it really hasn't mattered. So, and unfortunately, like I said, you can see here, let's just go through this so you can see one of the cool things about this is this history button. So you can click here and see the history, and it's just, where is it? Come on. There we go. So you see these shield teams. It's like they're using one tune. That just kills you. I mean, one of the hardest things that you can kind of learn about this mode is that you run out of teams because you have to attack. So any opportunity that you get to use less tunes, it's better. So we've got this a bunch of shield minion tunes in here that are just kind of this was they easily kind of walk through with 2 and 3 teams. So it's tough, unfortunately, but kind of is what it is at this point. It looks like some of these guys, but look at this one. We lost with he used a 6,000 Mordo and some aim. That's just like, oh god, they actually were able to take that down. But looked like we had one victory there. But anyway, so you get the point. So those shield officers, it's great that they put them in there for you. What I mean is the game, but it doesn't do anything. It is a walkthrough. So you really want to put, in my opinion, defenses in every single spot. Do not leave those shield minions in there. It won't work out, in my opinion. So, and look, depending how every person in game is, it'll vary, but how they set it up. But so anyway, I'm pretty sure this is over for us. So they've got this room kind of plugged down. If they need to get another 50, and then plus you get each slot's 5, so 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, they get another 95 points there, which gives them 1360. So and you can see ours. We actually took out their bridge. They had theirs higher up, but they had those global ones at the bottom, which seemed to be the best thing to do at this point. There's some thought that if you have those in the middle and you have some of the adjacent bonuses beneath it, it might be better for those, but I'm not convinced that that's necessarily the case. I think those global bonuses for longer probably are better. So but honestly, it's hard for me to tell at this point because the fact we were down so much in the shield officers, and we also were unable to, we were actually a full person down in attacking, and we had an alt in there as well who's got a pretty low CP. So anyway, so you can kind of see where we're at here. We're we can attack the hangar here and hope to do some stuff, but it's so we'll be able to get, what is this here, another 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 points there, which would technically put us up 20, but given the fact that they're they've got the armory kind of getting ready to go down, all they need to do is clear 4 more spots that be up 2. So whereas if we're going back to attack here, it's kind of like, all right, well, what are we gonna do? The best we're gonna be able to do is maybe go at the cargo bay, which it's still, you've got those 8 positive effects, which kind of are a pain in the butt at this point, and they've still got all those bonuses. So anyway, yeah, I just, one of the other things that I want to talk about this before I kind of wrap this thing up is just participation. Super cool. You can see these guys are getting tons of attack points, and a lot of that, unfortunately for us, like I said, a lot of those folks are probably the ones taking down the those shield minion teams. But this is where I'm kind of looking for who's attacking the most, how many times are you going on, are you maximizing your energy, defense victories, I guess, defense boosts, people who are paying attention to help, damage points. I'm not sure how, I suppose that's what the strength of the teams you're taking down. So, that's obviously going to be critical. And then for someone who's a leader or commander, you're going to want to come to the bottom and see one of these people. For us is new, so they couldn't attack anyway. So, but that 46 is the count that we had to use for was the lower CP account, and you can see the other team that they had someone who didn't show up at all, which kind of screwed them as well. So all things said, it's you had, so each team had some things that weren't going right for them. But yeah, so again, I love that, leaderboard. Again, you still can't see anything here. I'm assuming after this is done, or maybe after the first couple days, I don't know. You're clicking battle. One of the things that we found, there are some bugs with this. One of the things we found, for instance, like, so, it shows here I've got 100 of these like defense up things. So if I want to go in here and boost, this person, I'm going to click boost here. Defense boost required 75. Okay, well, fine. None available. It's like, why can't I boost that? I have 100 and it says 75. So I just don't get it. Like, I don't understand what's happening there. So I think there's some bug there with that. I'm sure Foxnext will fix it. But yeah, and again, the history thing on these things is super cool, where you can just kind of see what happened, how you lost, what you lost to. I don't know. I mean, for the alliances that are really, really intense in tracking that stuff, more power to you. I personally am not gonna. That's just way too much work, and it's yeah. I mean, the game's great. It's fun. This aspect of the game is awesome, but oh, and one thing is, oops, no, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to hit history. Come on. One of the things you can see here is, it's showing you the score at that point when, that happened. So, it shows, and it shows how long ago that happened. So at that point when that, person was defeated by WCJ, that was the score, and that was 13 and a half hours ago. So you can kind of see when people are attacking and all that kind of stuff. Let's see, is there anything else that I really want to kind of share? I mean, again, you're seeing active bonuses here on the screen of what's, giving you what this room does. I don't know. I think for those of you who haven't played yet, I think you're really going to like it. My recommendation, this is ours, and I think that you want to really keep as much as the bridge is 200 points, and that's great. I think those global buffs are, they're better off being below, whereas, this is, security is adjacent. You can see here, apply defense down to attacking enemies. So you could have a global above this. So in theory, you've got your global here, and the security's, going to be there to, make sure that buff's there the whole time, versus if you had the global at the bottom, below the security, this buff, they'd go through the security and be done, and then that critical room wouldn't gain that buff. So that's going to be the dilemma that people are going to go through, is, do you put those global buffs at the bottom? Do you put the bridge at the bottom? Do you put these, adjacent buffs below the critical, the critical rooms like engineering, where it's, I don't think it shows it anymore, but where you get those global buffs. Who knows? It's early. I think the initial kind of a quote unquote meta for this is going to be to put your global buffs at the bottom, and try to be able to take those out, because obviously it kind of really helps the other team when they've got all those global buffs. But at the same time, you can see that this is exactly what this team did, and we're right there with them with 3 people down. Okay, so what is the right answer? I think it's just going to vary. I'm not sure there's going to be an obvious meta. I think that you've got to kind of, it depends on your alliance, depends who you're playing, depends on placements, depends on what you left in defense and what you've got for offense. There's going to be some RNG and some luck and who's active and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But, and the other thing, before I forget too much here, is that the energy. So, it's like a 3+ hour cooldown on the energy. So you really want to make sure you get in there and use one attack right away as soon as this thing launches. I mean, you got to make sure you do it. So I could see some alliances probably going more for their zones. They're going to recruit saying, sorry, you've got to be able to start Alliance War at the time we start it. It is what it is. Yeah, so that's a big aspect of this too, because you don't want to waste any energy where you're at the point where, like, so for instance, let's just say I want to go at the hangar here. And I want to attack this guy here. I've only got one energy left. I can refill it, but and I actually maxed, my efficiency here, and I've still got. Actually, let's not go through my teams. Let's just go through here. So I've got my Guardians, I've got Crossbones, I've got Vision, I've got Yondu, I've got some mutants, I've got some garbage here at the bottom, and it's just like, okay, well, I've got to make sure that, I'm going to have teams, I'm going to have folks left over, which is like, that sucks, and, I left some pretty decent squads in for defense too. So, anywho, it's a balance. You're going to have to figure it out. Again, I don't think there's going to be an obvious meta. I'm sure people are going to claim there's a meta, and I'm not sure it's going to be obvious. And I actually think it's not going to, if it's not a meta, if it doesn't work everywhere. So, I think things will change and adjust. And again, I can't say enough that I really like this aspect of the game. I will say that I'm a bit worried now for, you go to blitz. I'm going to go to my home screen here, and I barely blitzed today. I forgot that I did to do challenges, because when I would get on the game, it would be for Alliance War. So it's kind of like, okay, well, how am I going to be? I can't blitz every 2 hours and do that. You know what I mean? It's just it seems like it's a lot. So I'll be curious to see what people think about that aspect of the game, and just if they want to deal with it and kind of how they handle it. So yeah, first impressions of Alliance War. And I knew nothing about the beta testing or whatever you want to call it with Fox Next, but I really like it. I think it's cool. I think they did a good job. There's obviously bugs in it, which were frustrating. I was on the first day and it didn't launch on time. That was frustrating. It seemed like they had tried to make up for that with some shorter cooldowns of like 15 minutes or something like that. So that was, kind of nice. But yeah, Fox Next, it's not very often I give you a big high five, but I think you deserve one on this one. So, keep up the good work. If you guys do stuff like this, I think the game can continue to be strong. Having said that, I still think your offers need to improve. But that is what it is. The whales are buying them. People like me aren't. So I guess as long as they're making that 150 mil, they're good. So I don't really have a leg to stand on there if they're making that money. So anyway, that's about all I got to say about that. And if you like what you see here, and as always, like the other videos that you've seen from me, from strategies, reviews, discussions, whatever you want to call it, please click that subscribe button, as well as hammer down on that like button, and we'll see you guys again soon. Thanks.